Today in the LMS versus series, we are seeing how the LMS stacks up versus the Metaverse.
In the left corner
With the LMS,
and in the
right corner is the Metaverse.
All right, let's get to it. We are e-learning partners. We have a free masterclass, a giveaway for you. Get instant access below. We're gonna have some fun in this LMS versus series.
Woo! Give us the breakdown of how the LMS does things, Hector.
All right, team, pretty same to the other
Learning
videos.
management
the first
system.
thing is hosting. The beautiful thing about the LMS is that there's a hosting component to it. Unless you're like Moodle, you do not have to go to HostGator or some other website to host your website. It is done through there.
What's next, Hector?
The next thing is sequencing. Sequencing is amazing because you could, in sequential order, put your course in a way that makes sense for the way
your
that,
learners.
for your learners.
And then you
for the
can
way you're trying to
capture
teach
some
your
data.
learners. So you can do some data collection.
Capture data or collecting data. I guess I changed the wording, but that's okay.
There we go. You capture data, which is great.
You capture it. You throw
can
that line
learn
out.
more about your learner,
And you
and you
capture
can
it.
also take that data and make it a more personalized experience, not just from the engagement side, but then also when you create future courses for your learner. And last but not
deliver.
least is deliver. Deliver is
You want to get
absolutely
that amazing content to your learner, that's how you do it, you deliver it.
Absolutely.
So what is the Metaverse then?
Yes.
The Metaverse from an e-learning perspective takes what you call blended learning. We have a whole video about it, blended learning versus e-learning versus traditional learning. Check it out. But blended learning is really taking e-learning and traditional learning and combining them. The cool thing about the Metaverse is it actually takes the in-person part of blended learning fully online. So the Metaverse empowers blended learning to actually be fully online.
The first thing that we love about the Metaverse is that it gives you direct communication with your subject matter experts, coaches, and other people that are within the Metaverse. Johnny, what does that mean?
What this means is that you can have your LMS component, right? So you have the LMS running in the Metaverse, delivering that course.
Boom, boom, boom.
But then your students are gonna have questions, and what can they do? They can immediately interact with the SMEs in the Metaverse. So the SMEs have a version of themselves that lives in the Metaverse and can help them anywhere remotely. So pretty cool. So that is what that means.
Avatars.
And this takes out that need to actually have in-person training where you have your LMS set up and then you have to have people come in and do training with your SMEs. They can do it in the Metaverse, in any industry as well. You can do really technical training one-on-one, in person, online in the Metaverse. And next, we got real-time
application.
The biggest piece of this is people can still be in that LMS learning environment within the Metaverse, and they don't have to exit the environment to apply what they're learning. Most of the times when you have an LMS, you're gonna have to interact with the program, and then you're gonna have to go and apply what you're learning. In the Metaverse, you can interact with the learning component, the LMS component of the LMS, and then immediately apply it in real time.
Which is why, as we said earlier, it can replace in-person training. Let's make that a little bit more clear. It can replace in-person training.
Which is cool. I mean, this is like one of the biggest challenges people bring up is they're like, well, we want to move our training online. We're getting an LMS set up. Our e-learning is getting going, but we can't fully replace our in-person training. Well, this is what the Metaverse empowers in e-learning, is the ability to replace in-person training. Now, there is a caveat with all this, all right? LMSs have actually become very affordable at this point. Some that we really like, Kajabi, check out the link below this video, and Talent Cards, check out the link below this video. If you're looking to build and sell a course, you want Kajabi. If you're looking to build a course for your employees, you want Talent Cards. Check that out. Very inexpensive. The problem with the Metaverse is setting this up for education is the pricing is not clear. There are so many moving pieces that the pricing just isn't clear. We've tried to get you a clear answer for how much this stuff costs.
But it really ranges. It just depends on what are you trying to build, how intuitive does it need to be, how large is it going to be, how many moving pieces are going to be involved to make this happen inside the metaverse.
Yeah.
So, and then also the hardware that is building up that metaverse that you are building, whatever the case may be. So really the pricing is just any sort of range. I mean, we could not
The
find
one thing we did find out is there's 2 buckets that you have to invest in. The first one is the actual program. So this is the program or experience. So developing that. And then the second piece is the hardware. And obviously, both of these have their own factors at play. Hardware, for example, if you have 5 learners, well, there you go. You just need 5 hardware devices. But is it worth really investing in building out this very expensive program/experience if you have 5 learners that are going to take it? So that's what you got to figure out when taking your e-learning to the metaverse.
We have another video that we want you to check out, which is reimagining education in Web3. Click it, check it out. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to our channel. You're amazing. We'll see you in the next video.